As an avid explorer of antique shops, I've always been fascinated by the hidden corners where relics from the past await discovery. One day, while exploring a dusty shop in the countryside, I stumbled upon an old mirror with a dark, twisted wood frame. The frame was more than just an ornamental piece. It twisted around itself like a tortured soul, exuding elegance and threat. From the moment I laid eyes on it, a shiver ran down my spine. It wasn't just from the chilly draft that meandered through the cramped aisles, but also from the palpable aura of the mirror. It felt like it was peering back at me, sizing me up, as if it had a mind of its own. An inexplicable dread urged me to leave it behind, but my curiosity and the thrill of uncovering its secrets held me in place. I approached the mirror, and as I got closer, I could see my reflection staring back at me. However, something needed to be corrected. My reflection seemed distorted, almost stretched, as if trying to break free from the mirror's surface. I felt a strange pull towards it, as if it was calling out to me, begging me to look closer. Despite the old shopkeeper's uneasy glances as he wrapped the mirror in a tattered, moth-eaten cloth, I bought it and brought it home. His warning, "Be careful of the reflections," echoed in my mind, but my skepticism pushed his words aside. As I placed the mirror in my room, I couldn't help but feel like I had brought something sinister into my home. I vividly remember the night the mirror took place in my study. Little did I know that it would begin my descent into the darker realms of the unknown. As soon as the mirror was hung, I felt an inexplicable chill in the air. It was as if my once peaceful home had become a stage for unseen eyes. The walls creaked more insistently, and shadows darted out of sight, taunting me from the edge of my vision. But that was just the beginning. The demon, or whatever it was, began speaking to me in whispers that scratched at the edges of my sanity. It promised power and knowledge of the arcane if only I could free it. The temptation gnawed at me, an itch I couldn't scratch away with my rational mind. I soon realized that curiosity had turned into obsession. I spent days and nights poring over ancient texts and the previous owner's journals in the attic, wrapped in oilskin to protect them from prying eyes. These texts spoke of the mirror's creator, a Renaissance occultist who sought to bridge the human world with the darker realms. Each page descended further into his madness, a path I, too, walked upon. The more I interacted with the mirror, the more it drained me. My once youthful reflection grew haggard, and my nights became restless, plagued by nightmares of shadowy figures whispering from the other side. My friends and family watched helplessly as I faded before their eyes, unable to reach me through the fog that filled my mind. In desperation, I turned to Nora, a known witch, and my last hope. Her wise and sad eyes saw through my facade the moment she stepped into my home. She didn't flinch at the chill or the faint malicious laughter that seemed to come from the mirror. Together we prepared for a ritual under the new moon to sever the connection and banish the demon. The night was thick with anticipation, and the air was heavy with the scent of iron and sage. We chanted ancient incantations, and the demon raged against its confines. The mirror's surface rippled like water disturbed by a storm. The room spun faster with each verse of the incantation, and the air crackled with electricity. The final word was a shout that tore through the night, shattering the mirror into 1,000 shards that evaporated like mist. Silence crashed down like a wave, leaving us gasping on the floor. The aftermath was quiet, too quiet. I was free, but the cost was etched in the lines that now marked my face and the weight that pulled at my shoulders. I could no longer return to my old life, to the antiques and their silent whispers. Instead, I turned my knowledge toward helping others who might stray too close to the dark. The mirror was gone, but its lesson lingered. Some doors, once opened, can never be closed, and some darkness is too deep to ever fully illuminate. If you enjoyed the story, please take a moment to leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel. Your support will help us create more great content you'll enjoy.